Hi everybody, welcome to Motivation Monday. My name is Pastor Paul. Every week we're going to record messages that seek to inspire and motivate and help you, give you something to ponder on through this week that will help you get through these difficult times that we live in at the moment. Exodus 14 records a really great story of when God led the Israelites out of Egypt. They were delivered from slavery. Moses led them. When all of a sudden, after 24 days, God says, you turn back and go back up to Migdal, and between Migdal and the sea, and there I want you to wait for me. So they're camped at Migdal. To the north is a big fortress, an Egyptian fortress. To the south was the desert. To the west was Ramesses in Egypt. To the east was water. When all of a sudden, in verse 10, the Israelites looked up and there were the Egyptians marching on them. They were terrified. God had led them into this place, and yet here they were terrified. So the first thing they do is they look up to God and they cry out, God, help us. How many times do we do that? We get confronted by situations that are unknown to us and unfamiliar, that terrify us, and we look to God. But the next thing they do is very human as well. They look for someone to blame. Maybe it was a partner, maybe it was a child, maybe it was an organisation or work or the pastor or somebody else. Not my problem. And that's what they did. The Israelites looked to Moses and they blamed him. Moses gives some advice in response, and it's basically, don't be afraid, stand firm, and you will see the deliverance that the Lord will bring. The Egyptians you see today, you'll never see again. The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still. So basically, he says today, don't be afraid. The human response is to be afraid, be terrified. He says, stand still. Human response is to run around in circles, run wherever you can, where there's no one where to run but up. The human response is to fight, and God's response is, watch me work. What's the situation that you need to watch God work in this week with your family, with your work, with your needs? And lastly, the human response is to tell everybody. God's response is to keep quiet and watch you work. So this week, I hope that this has been an inspiration, that as you go and face the things that you face at the moment, COVID-19, whatever it is, in relationships, in work, remember to watch, to stand still, to keep quiet, and don't be afraid. Because God's got you, He's got you in your situation right now, and He is watching over you. See what He can do.